Okay, so Sonal, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
Hey there, well, the interim budget speech that has ended, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, she spoke for around 58 minutes, but as expected, it was the interim budget, and that's why no big bang announcements were expected. But if we are talking about how it would impact you and me, people who are paying taxes, the salaried class as well, the businessmen, well, there has been no change in tax rates, be it direct or indirect. And that is something which was expected. Though people were talking about maybe an increase in standard deduction that would help pay lesser taxes or reduce the taxable income, so to say, but there has been no change. In fact, the finance minister went on to say that this is directional. They will come up with the entire roadmap in the July budget. So confident of their victory, it seems. But yes, they did say that there will be no changes in tax rates for the salaried class or for businessmen as well. But they did indicate that they are taking some measures to make it easier for taxpayers, especially the salaried class. The first one is that disputed direct tax demands till 2009-2010, which is up to 25,000 rupees, they will be withdrawn. This is to promote ease of doing business, be it for a business person or be it for people who are getting income from other sources. So if you have to pay, you have a pending demand of 25,000, this is up to financial year 2009-2010 or assessment year 2009-2010, you will not have to pay that. That has been withdrawn. This is one. The second one that they've spoken about is average processing of returns. They are trying to get it down from 90 days to 10 days. This in order to ensure that you get your refund faster, because usually it is fast, but it usually would take around 80 to 90 days. And now Finance Minister is saying that they're coming up with a mechanism where this average processing of return time would reduce to 10 days, thereby ensuring that you get your income tax refund faster than usual, and that would save you some interest cost as well. Now the big thrust otherwise also has been green economy, and that is something that they've spoken about ad nauseum. In the speech as well, they spoke about one of the biggest pillars being energy security and the other one being the green economy part of it. So they are promoting coal gasification, they are promoting energy security, they are promoting ways to ensure that we are not dependent on imports for any sort of energy needs, be it gas, be it crude as well. There will be a lot of focus on biomanufacturing and biofoundry as well. That will ensure that the manufacturing process becomes greener and there's not much emission coming out of it. The other was green mobility. So they spoke about how they are focusing investments in setting up of charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. Electric vehicles continue to be the big focus point. There was an expectation that there could be some tweaks with respect to FAME subsidy. It would be named something else. That hasn't come about yet. We are still to go into detail with the budget document, but by the speech of it or by the looks of it, it looks like it will be more investments in EV charging infra in order to ensure that people do not have the range anxiety that if I go from one place to the other, what if there's no charging infrastructure available? So that is one bit of the green economy side. There's a lot of focus on healthcare. They did say that health is something that they want to focus on a lot, and that is something that they have continued to talk about here. They are planning to set up more medical colleges. This is by using the existing hospital infrastructure, more medical colleges, more education in this particular segment to ensure that there's more availability of hospitals, be it in tier 2, tier 1 or tier 3 cities or even villages for that matter. About the Ayushman Bharat scheme, they are talking about it extending to all Anganwadi and Asha workers as well. So the net for this Ayushman Bharat scheme seems to be increasing, and that is what the government is focusing on. They're also talking about encouragement on cervical cancer vaccine to boost healthcare infrastructure. This is for the girls between the age of 9 to 14 years. So that is one of the key things that a lot of these doctors have spoken about, how cervical cancer is quite prominent between the age 9 to 14 for girls. And this is where the government has spoken about, has focused on, and they are going to set up an infrastructure to ensure greater availability as well. Now let's talk about the capex because there was a big push in capex in FY23 budget. Now if we talk about this particular year, since its portfolio account, there was not much of an expectation. Maybe anywhere between 15 to 20% would have been the increase in capital expenditure. And what the government has done is that they have announced the increase in capital expenditure will be to the tune of 11.1% to 11.11 lakh crore rupees. This is the FY25 capex estimate that the government has put out, and we all know that capex has been the big focus for this government. They have continued that. Of course, it is lower than last year, but again, as we said, it's vote for account, and the government did indicate that they will be coming out with their full budget, their full list in July budget for Viksit Bharat. The other thing is that they have established a corpus of 1 lakh crore rupees, or they will be establishing it with 50-year interest-free loans for sunrise domains or sunrise sectors. These are sectors which are just coming up where there is lesser knowledge, but there's a lot of potential, there's a lot of opportunity. So they will be setting up this corpus and they will be functionalizing it in order to ensure that this corpus is available to people who want to get into these sectors, but this will be for a 50-year interest-free basis. So this will be interesting to watch out for, because they have been focusing on startups and now they are focusing a lot on these sunrise sectors, something that they've tried to do via the PLI schemes as well. So could be an extension, could be for more number of people, just not certain business segments. So these are some of the things that have happened from the capex angle. The other thing has been railway infrastructure, right? We have spoken about Vande Bharat being a big push point for the government. They have spoken about regional travel with Rapidex as well. And now the finance minister indicated that 40,000 normal railway bogies will be converted to Vande Bharat bogies to ensure that the travel is more comfortable, the travel is more luxurious for travelers in general. So these are some of the key points. Of course, for people, for individuals, more was expected on the tax side, but as we have been pointing out, it's the interim budget. More can come by only in the July budget. There was an expectation for standard deduction that hasn't come by, but looks like they have tried to ease the compliance in terms of that outstanding demand of 25,000 rupees till 2010, and also in terms of refund processing. So these are two big takeaways that I have been able to get from Finance Minister's speech. But you keep tuning into CNBC-TV18. We are getting many updates, expert opinions, and we are going through the budget document in greater detail to get a sense of what the estimates in terms of different segments, different sectors and expenditure and revenue has been like. So keep tuning in. We'll get you all the updates. But for now, that's it from my side.